Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we are going to review something that I thought would be kind of meh, but I'm actually really enjoying. Hey, at least I can be honest. This is the brand new Fenty Eaze Drop Lit All Over Glow Enhancer. It is $34 and comes in 4 shades. We are going to talk about it, demo it, and I'll let you know why I was surprised as we go along here. The biggest surprise for me was that I'm very hit and miss with Fenty complexion products. I love the Fenty powder foundation actually, and I got a powder foundation video coming up. I really like that, but most of the kind of liquid Fenty foundations and complexion products, and I bought originally, let's just talk about this, I should link it below. Originally I bought the Skin Tint, the Fenty Original Eaze Drop that has the white cap. This new lit kind of glow enhancer has a silver top. I hated it. It found dry patches I didn't even know I had and stuck to them. And I hated it. But we're going to give it another chance today with this new sister product because they're both called the Eaze Drop. This is the Eaze Drop, of course, lit. 4 shades. So I got the shade Taffy Topaz, which is kind of the second up. There's one for more fair skin, and then there's 2 slightly deeper shades, depending on your skin tone. This will hydrate. It promises to brighten, blur, and reduce pores. And it can be worn. We're going to compare it here in a minute, but it can be worn in a few different ways. It can just be worn alone. There's not a lot of coverage. And I know you're going to say to me, well, Rebecca, you reviewed some new products like Summer Friday's tint, and that doesn't have a lot of coverage. Yes, true. But that one is a skin tint. This one is not. It has a kind of a shade to it, but there's literally no coverage. So for me, that really wouldn't be my favorite. But anyway, you could wear it alone. You can go ahead and mix it, be a little bit of a makeup chemist yourself, and do, 1 drop with 1 drop, depending, or 2 drops to 1 drop, depending on how much coverage your foundation has that you're mixing it with. Or you can use it, as we're going to do today, as a base, like a primer first, and that's what we are going to do in our demo. All right, let's compare it a little bit. As I told you, I'm moving my bracelets down here. I got the Taffy Topaz, which is the second in of the 4 shades. $34 if I didn't mention it. Let's go ahead and just put it on my arm, and then we'll compare it to a few other things. So as you see, it is definitely kind of a, pardon the noise it makes there. It is definitely kind of a runny type product. It is in a squeezy dropper. So to me, I did not bring out the Auric. I did not bring out, which comes in a pump. I did not bring out the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Really, when we're doing comparisons, I'm going to put my arm down for a second. When we're doing comparisons, where does it end with how many glowy, primery, mix it in, wear it alone products? So I just grabbed a few. If I am missing one that is significant to you, even the Auric or the Charlotte Tilbury product, you can let me know, and I'm happy to put that on over on Instagram. I just don't want to do 20 million of them here, or even 6 or 7. It's just a bit overwhelming. Okay, so here's the product we're looking at today, and that's what it looks like in its truest globular form. But as you spread it out, you can see it really has kind of no coverage and becomes almost watery. And I do think that the Charlotte Tilbury product and the Auric product are thicker in nature and have a little bit really more coverage. That's just got kind of a sheen to it. And I thought of the iconic London product, which I really love. This is the Radiance Booster. Same principle. This one does have a little pump in it, but it's kind of a squeezy pump. And so there a little bit more coverage to that one too. I suppose in a way, really the iconic London is a little bit more like the Auric or the Charlotte Tilbury. By the way, the Fenty does not have a scent. For those of you who get very, very miffed by the scent of the Fenty lip glosses, this does not have a scent. I also thought of a delightful primer that I really enjoyed, the Danessa Myricks Yummy Primer. I thought of that one too. Also a little dropper on that one. Let me just show it to you. And that one comes out there, like that. And I think this is I think actually Makeup Crazy was telling me that on a DM over on Instagram, that she had heard, or she herself thought, that it was kind of like the Yummy Primer, and I do agree when you see that there. Whereas the iconic London that I brought out does have a little bit more coverage. So here is the product we're talking about today, and it's a little bit less glowy than the Danessa Myricks Yummy product, which is also kind of like a primer or mix in or use alone. And I would say those two. I would think that Iconic London was almost, hello Rebecca, a bit of a mistake to put in there. I do think that this one has a little bit less shine. If you tried the Danessa Myricks Yummy product and it was too much shine for you, I think you would like this. It's like a little bit of a toned down version. And as it's drying down on my arm, plus it's on my face and you'll see it a few hours in as well, it just kind of gives more of a slight dewy feel. It's not as dewy. The Yummy primer stays a little bit more dewy, and as I told you, this middle Iconic London, which I do love, has much more coverage, as you can just see by how it's coloring my arm. Should I take that outside? Let's take that outside into the warm California sunshine, focusing most on the swatch all the way left by the crook of my elbow, which is the product we are talking about here today. But I'll also make sure you can see it compared to the Danessa Myricks Yummy product, which is kind of a primer all-in-one, use it how you want type of way. Okay, we are going to try it on now, and I'll tell you what inspired me. I'm not going to ruin it for you now, but when we get to the demo, which is coming right now, I'm going to tell you what inspired me to use this new Eaze Drop Lit All Over Glow Enhancer with the original Eaze Drop kind of skin tint. There's an interesting influence as to why, and it's kind of fun to be able to talk about her a year or so after we lost her. You'll see. Stay right. If you've been with my channel for a little while, what I'm going to do right now might surprise you. It won't shock you, but it might surprise you. I am going to put on the new Eaze Drop Lit, Eaze Drop. I want to call it Easy, but it's Eaze Drop, like Eaze Drop. The new Eaze Drop Lit All Over Glow Enhancer. I think it's going to be too much on its own, but we'll kind of look. And then I'm going to apply the actual Eaze Drop, the little like face tint, over it. And the reason I might surprise you is when I initially tried this, I absolutely hated it. I tried it twice and could not have hated it more. But out of respect for our dearly departed friend Mel Thompson, I'm going to give this another chance. And I'll tell you why. She, like me, hated it when she first tried it too. And then she experimented with it and she said she ended up kind of liking it. So I thought, let's see if I could like it too. And maybe over this new product, the new Eaze Drop product, as a primer, I don't know. And I have brought out a sponge. I'm trying to make friends with the sponge and use it again. I actually think a sponge would be good for this. So I'm going to put some of this on my hand here. I don't want to use too much. Now they say you can use this alone on its own, and maybe you can, but it's not even a tint. It's really just a glow and not really coverage. I know it comes in different shades, but it's really just kind of a glow and not coverage. And for me, though I can wear concealer, I don't think I want just a glow with no coverage. It just kind of ends up looking, frankly, greasy. So to me, this is definitely going to be a primer. And I feel the same way about the new Rose face tint from Chantecaille. Strange comparison, I know. But that also, I suppose, could be worn on its own. But to me, that looks like it should be a primer or a highlight. And since this has blurring technology or, blurring principles to it, I feel that that could really work. So it's not too shiny, is it? But I wouldn't just wear this with concealer. You might. You might. For me, my way of doing things, I wouldn't just put some shiny product on with a concealer. I could, but if I were going to do that, I don't know if I'd put the shine on. So let's go ahead and try this. This scares me. I mean, when I say I disliked the original Eaze Drop, I disliked it. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the back of my hand. And yeah, it's on the same hand that I had the new Lit Eaze Drop. But I'm okay with that because I'm mixing them kind of anyway. And that's why I have brought the sponge out. When I first tried this, when I second tried this, when I third tried it, I just felt it was hideous on. But I didn't really use a lot of primer underneath it. I had to look to see which one it was. Okay. So I want to really just put it on here and put it on over this and see what we think and get on a face of makeup. And just, I would love to know if there's room in my heart, like the Grinch whose heart grows 3 sizes that day. I wonder if there was room in my heart to find a place for the original Eaze drop. I don't know. Not bad. I can tell you right now I still don't love it. But it actually goes over that, the lit, the all over glow enhancer, nicely. I think I might have been right on this. Let's put some makeup over it and then let's talk about what this product is for all of us. I'll be darned. I have worn this all day and I'm actually liking the Eaze drop. I'm glad I did it. I did it in the memory of Mel changing her mind. It needed that. It needed this under it. I'm never going to use it alone. It needed that little bit of slip. You know, I found with my Dior foundation, I have that Dior Forever Matte, and I didn't like it. And then I started putting really dewy primer underneath, and I loved it. Now, I'm not at love level with Eaze drop. I'm not at love level. But I really like it. But it needs this underneath it and might do well with, you know, some of these others underneath it too. If you have some of the others, to me this is a little, and we talked about this, less shiny than some. And that's nice too, because if you have an oilier complexion, but you still want something a little dewy under your makeup, I think this would be a good one. Whereas some of these others, you know, you'll just shine like crazy, right? So just a thought there. And of course, you know, there's so many others from Auric to Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Flawless Filter, but I think those have a thicker consistency, you know that. So I didn't bring those out today, as you know. So I don't know, give me your thoughts. I mean, I think it's a nice little buy for the price. And if you do own the Eaze drop and like me, you weren't thrilled with it, I should try this under that calorie that I didn't like either. I wonder if it would help. Together, they're a cute little pair. So I'm not sorry that I have this because I can make use of the Eaze drop that I have now. I mean, I actually think that's a really pretty summer tint, and I've been wearing it all day, and this keeps it in place. This keeps it kind of in place, and it gives it movement. It's not settling. Color me pleased. But let me know your thoughts, of course, and weigh in on everything below in comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. If you haven't already done so, do make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that we can build and spread the magic, so to speak. And if you are so moved, give me a follow over on Instagram and TikTok too. I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.